Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Chrome Tour golf ball from Callaway.
It's winner takes all week on the LPGA Tour with the richest prize in the women's game up for grabs. Welcome into Golf Central. I'm Eamon Lynch and Trip Eisenhower will join me just a little bit later. Well, the race to the CME Globe champion will be crowned at Tiburon Golf Club in Naples, Florida this weekend. They'll tee it up starting Thursday, and world number one Gino Fittacon is attempting to defend her title. Just 60 players in the field. The season-long points race no longer matters. The winner this week gets it all. And while most of the country deals with chilly weather, Amy Rogers is working in the Florida sun. She's reporting for us from Naples. Amy, some big news coming out today about the future of how our audience will see LPGA events.
Hey there, Eamon. Yeah, the LPGA making a major announcement Tuesday morning that they will be enhancing their tournament broadcast coverage beginning next season. In 2026, every tournament round will be broadcast live, and that is a bit of a departure from some of the years past when some of the tournament rounds have had to be aired on tape delay. They say also some of the weekend rounds will air on CNBC. The LPGA also announced that there'll be 50% more cameras a part of their tournament broadcast coverage than we saw this year as part of their coverage. They're also going to be adding slow-mo cameras in addition to drones and several more microphones throughout the course in order for fans to be able to better listen into what players and caddies are discussing. They're also going to be upping the technology factor. They're going to be adding TrackMan shot tracing as well to provide additional insights, and you can look forward to seeing many more walk and talks with players and caddies as well in the year ahead. Now, Lydia Ko and Minjee Lee, who have both been a major part of the LPGA's tournament broadcast coverage in recent years, both met with the media earlier today, and they shared their reactions to today's big announcement.
Obviously a very exciting announcement for us. It was a very new information for all of us too. But yeah, I think it's what the tour and what the players deserve. And we've had events like the U.S. Women's Open or the KPMG where we do have a bit more data and coverage than our day-to-day events. So to kind of expand on that and have more coverage going forward is very exciting. And I think, as a viewer perspective, just to know that, okay, even if I can't be there or, I can't watch footage live, to see how, see with TrackMan and all these data, have a better idea of how the players are playing or how the golf course is playing, I think just kind of engages a lot more people. So it's, I think, a very big step forward for us, and the whole, not only golf, but in like other sports as well, and in other industries, I think technology has become a huge factor, and I think it engages, especially some of the younger generation that only knows this type of era in technology. So it's cool that we're kind of following that trend, and I do believe that this will just grab more attention of some people that just have a hard time tracking things before. I think I've been in that position where I don't play a tournament and I kind of want to watch or see what happened or see some of the data, and it's been an aspect that I felt like we could really improve on.
Television partnership is everything, really. We're entertainers, so I think if we don't have TV times, like live TV times, or the slots that are when a lot of people are watching TV, I think it's hard to really build the tour the way we want to build it. So I think it's I think it's great news that we're able to get more live TV time. I think TrackMan's going to be doing the shot link, and that's really cool. I love seeing that. So I'm sure all the fans are going to love that, and even the drones. That's really cool. Some different aerials and different maybe angles that people are not able to see just from a camera straight down the line. So I think it will be interesting to see where that takes us in terms of the tour, and I think having more exposure as players, I think that's everything to us too. So it's really cool to see how Craig has, with his short time being on tour, how he's trying to elevate our tour, and we'll see how we go. And I think it's really cool that he's done that already. I actually watch quite a bit, obviously, because Minwoo's playing on the PGA, and whenever he's playing DP, I always have it on, and I watch him, and I do think they have like good TV time, so that's why I can just turn it on and it's live. So I think that's kind of an important part of, you know, building a better tour and just having more exposure as players, and that's sort of what we are always working towards, I think. So I think it's good.
I can't overstate what a change this is for the LPGA Tour from just a year ago. It was here at the CME Group Tour Championship last year that I spoke with several players who were very frustrated with the current state of the tour and with then Commissioner Molly Marcoux-Simon. You heard both Ko and Lee say there how encouraged they are by the actions of the new LPGA Commissioner, Craig Kessler, who just took the helm in July, but is already taking some fast action to boost the LPGA's tournament coverage. Eamon?
Thank you, Amy. As Lydia Ko says, it is a significant step forward. Well, coming up at the bottom of the hour on Golf Central, we'll have a special 30-minute edition of the road to the CME Group Tour Championship. Lottie Wood, who earned her first LPGA Tour win and her card earlier this year, will be joining us. But right now, I want to welcome in Tripp Eisenhower. Tripp, it's an interesting setup this week versus, you know, we've seen so many changes over the years on how the playoffs and the year-long system works on the PGA Tour. Every player in the field this week at Tiburon has an equal chance of winning the race to the CME Globe, but there's no actual reward for the season-long points race. Gino Thitical won that race. There's no cash payout, no bonus for that. Does that sit well with you in the sense that that consistency we've seen from her isn't actually rewarded?
Well, yeah, like it's going to be rewarded at Player of the Year, which, of course, she's leading in that points right now. And she could win that, but there's really nothing but just a nice trophy that you get for that. I do think having some sort of season-long kind of points race, a la like the FedEx Cup. I know the tour has, the PGA Tour has messed around with it, and I don't think it's still got it right yet, but I do think that season-long race adds a little bit, especially at the end of the year when you're trying to get more eyeballs on the TV and trying to get more people paying attention to golf. And I think the season-long race does add value there. I mean, it's a huge purse, and hats off to CME for their contribution in making this. I mean, $4 million for winning this first place is huge, and $1 million goes to the second place, to the runner-up. So it's an absolute monster purse. But you think about that money, Eamon, that $5 million at the top two spots. Maybe that check goes to 2.5 or 3 million. Still a very nice check for the winner this week. And you have a pool for 5 players maybe, or 10 players, if you will, that at the end of the year, those players are vying for extra money as well. I think it makes the tournament great for standing out for having the huge purse, but then the end of a season-long race, because we've seen that the players who do play the best over the year, I think, should have some sort of carrot dangled in front of them to keep them motivated to want to play. Because it seems like, once you get in this and you've locked it up, kind of you lose your motivation to play and maybe not play all the events leading up to it. And I think that would help as well, having the season-long points race.
Well, this is a good problem to have, how to disperse that $11 million from the CME Group.